Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Love and Lore podcast, the podcast where we spread love through sharing our stories and life lore. Today's episode, guys, I'm so excited for. We're joined with another special guest, and we're going to be talking about something a little different. We're going to be diving into the world of nursing, and we are joined with a nursing student and also one of my bestest friends in the whole wide world, and I love her so much. I'm so excited. And yeah, you can say hi.
Hey, podcast.
This was Kate's intro.
Hey.
Kate is honestly one of my bestest friends ever. She is also my dance buddy. She was my dragon boating buddy when I did that. And my nursing buddy.
Yes.
Like, I'm not in nursing, but guys, if only you knew how badly I wanted to be a nursing student for the past few years, it's insane. Like, I would always ask Kate questions. She even like gave me a Zoom call.
Yes,
to, like,
and I literally went through like all my notes with you.
literally like she like screen shared her notes and shared me her PowerPoints. Like, I was locked in. I wanted to do nursing so bad.
She really was.
It really was.
And I was there to help her whatever
yeah.
she needed.
I've known her even before she got accepted into her program too. So it's crazy.
Way back in high school.
Way back in high school, yeah. So yeah, let's just have you introduce yourself first.
My name is Caitlin. I usually tell people to call me by Kate though, because my name is spelled a bit weird. Like it's not like your typical Caitlin. Like
she's different.
Yeah, she's different. She's quirky. Thank you to my auntie who named me. Not even my parents, guys. Okay. I'm 21 and I'm currently in a nursing program here in Vancouver. I'm in my 6th term out of 9, so I'm like 3rd year, so I have like a year left, and then I'm like a fully fledged nurse. Let's hope that I pass my licensing exam.
She will.
And what I like to do outside of nursing, I like to dragon boat. I was a competitive dragon boater for a bit. I took a break the last season though, and that's how Sophie and I met in high school. I think she paddled for the summer, and then we
Oh no, it was the last semester of like grade 12, and I was like, let's just dragon boat.
She's like, let's just do it, and then like from then on, like I've known Sophie, and she's also one of my closest friends in my life, and that's how we became dance buddies as well. And she was the one who actually helped me step out of my comfort zone and try dance class, because I've been wanting to do that like all of high school, but I just never had like the confidence and the motivation to do so. So it was nice to step into that together with her. And I also like doing sports and just like physical activities. So I'm like into hiking this year. I just actually did the Panorama Ridge hike like a few days ago, and girl, that's gonna be my last one for the year, for the season, till next year. I like singing. I like hanging out with my friends and eating food. Your typical hobbies.
So that's Kate, everyone. As you can see, she is very well balanced in life. Like Kate said, she's a nursing student. She's almost done her program, and this is one of my biggest interests as well. Even though I'm kind of drifting away from the desire to be a nurse, I still respect this field so much because I know how hard it is and I know how much work it is. And we're going to dive into that. So if you are a nursing student or an aspiring nursing student, I really hope this episode helps you. Coming from a well-experienced nursing student. So are we ready to get into it?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so first let's talk about your background. Growing up, did you always want to be a nurse? Was there any family influence? Because I know being Filipino, there's always that sort of influence. So where did it start for you?
To be honest, I didn't know that I wanted to be a nurse or like get into a nursing program until like grade 12, like the last half of grade 12. And like all my life I've wanted to do something that related to like giving back to people. And one of the careers that I was most interested in was being a doctor. But then the reality of being a doctor is super, super hard, super strenuous. You go through so many years of schooling, and you have to be a well-balanced student, like not just in academics, but like you're volunteering, right? And like who you are like as a person, like, and so many like requirements before even entering medical school, like the tests and stuff.
MCAT,
yes, you know what I mean? So it's not an easy feat. And I feel like as like the oldest daughter of immigrants, I felt the need to like be something big or like
Mhm.
pursue something grand so I can like help out and give back to my parents in sort of way.
Mhm.
But I knew in my heart like I just wanted to give back to people because like one of the best lessons my dad ever gave me was to be kind to people, regardless of who they are or like where they're coming from. And I've kind of embodied that in like whatever things that I do.
Mhm.
And so I was still kind of, on the fence of trying to become a doctor during high school. Like so I tried hard in
Mhm.
classes and stuff. And I like biology and chemistry, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll do biochemistry, right? But
Right.
honestly, like that's just so different from like
Yeah.
biology and chemistry. It's like a whole other field. But
Mhm.
it was a way for me to kind of like streamline into like pre med because like
Mm.
biochem is one of the most common pre med routes that people
Yeah.
take if they want to become a doctor. And so I was like, okay, maybe I'll become I'll pursue biochemistry. So I applied. I My goal was to apply to UBC for biochemistry. And
Mhm.
then I thought about it in grade 12, like after some time coming off of COVID, like we had so much time to think about like what our careers and like I guess that pause in the world gave me time to think about what I really wanted to do in life.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't think I would be happy being pursuing biochemistry just because it was just out of like sheer like interest in biology and chemistry, and I felt
Mhm.
like it wouldn't get me anywhere unless I had like further education like a master's or a
Yeah.
PhD, and it wasn't something really my heart called for.
Mhm.
And so I was like, you know what, maybe I'll try becoming a nurse, like your typical
Yes.
Filipino um, child, following their mother's footsteps. And so
Mhm.
my mom was actually a nurse in the Philippines before immigrating to
Mm.
Canada, and like just with like um, the education transition and stuff, like you had to pursue the education here to become a nurse. It's like international nursing or something, but like she didn't want to do that, so she stuck with being a caregiver, and she's a care aide right now. But like I have family members that are also care aides and people that work in healthcare, and so
Mhm.
I've had that influence of maybe
Right.
like of like healthcare around me.
Mhm.
Um, but then I was still a bit lost in how the nursing programs worked here in BC. And so thankfully, my friend, she sent me this mentorship program called YWCA. Or it's not called, it's by YWCA Metro Vancouver, but it
Mhm.
basically paired up students, or more specifically girls that are in grade 11s and 12 with volunteer professionals in their fields of interest.
Mhm.
And so I was able to put down nursing and biochemistry. And then ultimately, I got paired up with a nurse who was working at VGH Hospital. And so we met up from November to June of my grade 12 year, and I was able to ask her questions about nursing school and like what her day is like being a nurse, and like how she balances life and being a nurse, and like all
Mhm.
kinds of stuff, like everything I wanted to know basically about nursing.
Aw.
And she was able to help me navigate like the application process and um ultimately decide that nursing might be like the calling for me.
Mhm.
And she was able to help me like build my confidence in making decisions for myself. And it was just like overall a really great program and like a blessing in disguise, because actually like 5 years ago, I was looking through my email to find my application process for that mentorship program,
Uh-huh.
and I applied October 19th, 2020,
No
2020,
way.
2020.
Oh my
And
gosh.
now it's, what is it,
Guys,
October
the
19th,
day we're yeah, the day we're
2025.
recording this is on the 19th.
And like we
Oh,
just picked this date randomly.
it was
So
a
I felt like
friend.
this is like a full circle moment, and like the
Stop.
universe like calling to me that I'm making the right
That's so
decisions. I know
magical.
it is.
Oh,
It's by like, I mean,
guys.
off by a day, but like, like
Yeah,
5 years ago,
that's crazy.
I took, yeah, I took the bullet.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, like I just felt like that nursing is my calling and
Yeah.
I'm meant to be a nurse.
Yeah, I feel it in my bones too,
No.
but like yes. Yeah.
But yeah, like long story short, I tried that mentorship program. I got to talk to other nurses through my mentor.
Mhm.
And so I was able to find more stuff about like being a pediatric nurse, which I was interested in, and like outpatient nurses, which is different from like
Right.
ward nurses in the hospital.
Mhm.
So like a full background,
There we
pretty much.
go. Wow. Thanks for
Yes,
sharing that.
of
And I'm
course.
so glad that they have programs like
I
that. That's
know,
so
and
useful.
exactly, and I think I want to become one of those
You
people
should,
if the
yeah.
program is still even up, or maybe like start one with my
Yeah.
friends
Yeah.
if they want to do something like that, because it is hard.
So you don't know if they're still running it?
I'm not sure.
So that'd be
Yeah.
really helpful if they were.
Yeah, it's
That's
called
awesome.
YWCA,
Yeah.
mentorship, high school
Yeah.
mentorship program, or
That's so
something like that.
awesome.
It is, yes.
Yeah. There we go. That is Kate's background. Now we're gonna go on to the application process.
Mhm.
So you were dead set on doing nursing, so now it's time to apply.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about like the schools you applied to? Because I don't know. If
I only
that's-
applied to one actually.
and that's the one you're in now.
Yes.
Okay, so she applied to one school, and how was that like the application process?
So yeah, there are different programs in the Lower Mainland, and they all require kind of like different requirements or prerequisites. But for this one, I only needed to take 5 classes, and that's what they base your application off
Right,
of.
the prereqs.
Yes, the prerequisites. So
Yes.
5 prerequisite classes, and your GPA from those 5 overall is going to determine if you get into the program or not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they also take into account if you've had a previous degree. So yeah, if you have a bachelor's or something, or if you have past education, they'll probably place you higher up.
Right.
And not just looking purely for your GPA. Yeah. So the classes that I had to take was anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, 2 Englishes, and 1 statistic course, and that was it.
I remember you even went over that with me on the Zoom
Yes.
call. And how did you find those?
For me, as I mentioned, like I really like biology and chemistry and like all things science, and so I really enjoyed taking anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. But like I know some of my friends, or some people that I know that are trying to get into nursing, biology. That class, A&P, is the hardest class for them, just because of like tying in like big concepts, and like like science is hard. Like
Science is hard.
science is
Yeah.
hard. Yeah. And I actually, you can retake your courses, so then you can have like a better GPA. I think the max is like 2 retakes, or like 1 retake. I'm not sure, but your first try isn't gonna be like a one all end all kind of thing.
Right.
So like you have another chance.
So they keep your highest grade?
And they take your highest grade. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so for me, my original plan was to take those 5 classes in 2 semesters. So I took 3 in the fall semester, and then 2 in the winter spring semester. But then coming out of high school, like taking 3 courses, I don't know, it was just a lot for me.
Yeah.
And like the biology was a lot as well. Like there's a lot of concepts you have to know, and like you'll have to like remember and apply for like the rest of nursing school. And yeah, it was just a bit different for me, like being in a post-secondary
Yeah.
schedule. And so I actually ended up like taking just 2 courses in my first semester, and then like spreading it out to 2 and then 1. So I did it in a year, my prerequisites, but you can do it in 2 if you really wanted to. So then I had to apply for the intake that was later than I expected. So I wanted to apply for the January intake, but I ended up applying for the fall intake. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's also different intakes for the schools as well. So you just have to like kind of know that. Yeah.
Another thing is that it's really competitive too, isn't it?
Yes.
So you have to be strategic with your prereq planning.
Yes, exactly. Like strategic with your course load as well, because like in 1 semester you can take 1 hard class, which is like A and P, and maybe like an English if you find that easy, or statistic, and then do the same thing for the next semester, or just take A and P2 just by itself, which I think a lot of people like doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, just because there's only 5 courses that they look at, and like no other prerequisites or requirements to apply for the nursing program, I think a lot of people are leaning more into applying here. So like I guess the pool is bigger, so you're competing with more
So that's
people.
more people.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So you just gotta like take that into account as well.
Yeah.
Like the complicated program admission. Yeah.
What do you know what the average is?
They actually say on the website.
Oh, it's on the
For my
website.
program, yeah.
Okay.
But I think when I got into nursing, my cohort intake was 3.7 or 8.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So you had to lock in.
I had
for
to lock
real.
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she got in, so
I'm
congratulations.
in it.
I remember it was during like our peak dance class era, and you were waiting for your application
Yes,
to be
I
accepted.
was.
So yeah, it's like really cool that I got to kind of wait with you in that
Yes.
sense. Now, so you've gotten in. So when you get in, what do you need to consider? So there's things you need to pay for. There's different testings you gotta do, like health checks or blood work. Like, yeah. So walk us through that.
This is so funny because I saw this meme on Instagram. It was like, the hardest part about nursing school is like filling out your immunization
Oh my God.
checklist.
Yeah.
And so like after getting into the program, they want you to be up to date with your immunizations, take CPR courses, N95 mask fitting tests, because you're going to be exposed to, you know, like airborne diseases in the hospital. And so they just want to ensure that you have like safety for yourself and for others as well. And what else did I do?
How about like criminal record? Is that
yes, criminal record as well. Yeah. Yes, all that.
And then what did you have to pay for other than tuition? So scrubs.
Other than tuition, scrubs, stethoscope, like just your like, you know, your foundation nursing equipments. They don't cover that. And like for our lab courses, we have lab kits we have to buy out of pocket as well that aren't included in our tuition, and they're like over $100.
And textbooks.
Oh, textbooks as well. You guys know if you're in post-secondary, but you know, you know the website online, right?
I know a few.
Exactly. So you don't really need to pay for the textbook. And then we have this site called, or it's just this website where we have videos of skills that we can do or that we're learning throughout the program, and that costs like $400, $500.
No way.
But then it's for like, you have access for the whole program.
Oh, the entire.
But it was a lot, like all at once. A lot of us were even contemplating, oh, should we even buy this? Like, is it even required? But yeah. Like, yeah, it does add up. Yeah. But like, you'll use it for the rest of your program. Like your stethoscope is like a one thing purchase, and all your equipment. I
used to watch nursing. What's it called? What's in my nursing bag? Like,
oh my God,
nursing hall, like new student nurse, like what's in all that stuff. So I am aware of all the costs. It's crazy. So yeah, if you are about to apply, keep on the lookout for that.
Yes, make sure you allocate budget for other equipments and like testing fees, because criminal records are also not free. So you have to pay that out of pocket. And CPR.
You're officially in the program. You've paid for all the things.
Oh, wow. I love these little chronological
we're doing an order
timeline. Yes.
So how did you feel now that you were officially a nursing student?
Well, when I got my acceptance letter, I was so excited, and I remember literally checking like every day the week leading up to when I actually got the acceptance email, because they send it out like I think beginning of March. So literally like every day before that, I would be like, oh my God, like have they like gone back to me? You know, like this is very like much of a suspense. And then after I got it, I think I actually cried. Aww. And I showed my parents, and like they're just very happy for me. I was just very happy and excited to start this new journey. And I actually got in with people that I did prerequisites with.
Oh yeah, you were in a cohort together.
Yes, exactly. And so it wasn't that big of a challenge for me mentally, because I knew I had people that I could support on and lean on when I started, and like ask questions that, you know, we might be confused on, or like navigate concerns and stuff.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about, because you're with a cohort and you're like with them basically for the whole program.
Yes, it's like elementary school. Like you move on to each term with the same group of people. Yeah.
And you guys get to like study together. You get to crash out together, like all that fun stuff.
No, literally, like if I can give one tip to people that are starting nursing school, is to find your group and to find like people that you
Yeah.
enjoy being within the program
Mhm.
and people you can lean on and share your struggles with, but also share your successes with, because it does
Yeah.
make such a huge difference. And I
Mhm.
feel like a big part of why I'm enjoying nursing school so much is because of those
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
How different was the being in the program like compared to the prereqs? Like how was that transition
Oh
like?
my God. Okay, so as I said before, the prereqs, like you can take 3 classes in one semester and then 2 classes in the next semester, or like break it down 2 to 1. But when you get into the program, your average course load is actually 5 classes.
Yeah.
One of them being your clinical practicum course, and 4 like theory courses that you take in campus. And so it was like a big curve for me, for sure.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like shocking, and I don't know if I built good study habits in high school for me to support that full course load. And so yeah, it was, I remember my first term, it was I think every day either in class or in clinicals. And yeah, like when exams come, like I wouldn't know like what to prioritize. Yeah, especially like first term, like I was just like getting to the swing of things and like adjusting and settling in. And so it was a bit hard to navigate that portion. But in terms of like relativeness of the prereq courses that you take, it's mostly like a foundation for the nursing knowledge that you will learn. Yeah, not word for word in terms of like, oh, like this A&P course is like gonna show up again. It's more of like they want you to know that as a background knowledge, like it's expected for you to know, and then we'll build on from that and build on your like nursing knowledge and theory. And then actually most of our final exams are all in 1 week. And so I remember in first term, I think we had all of them back to back, like every day for like, except for practicum, obviously. I think we had one each day for all our theory courses. And I was like, how does someone even study for 4 final exams in one day, right? But most of, like, as you progress into the program, you'll soon realize that a lot of the knowledge that you will learn overlaps with each other. Like a lot of the classes overlap. And so like what you learn in one class can be explored more in a different lens in another class, but you're still learning like the same topic, if that makes sense. And so my strategy basically was to study a day before each exam and just sacrifice sleep. But I don't really recommend that, but that's just like the type of person, the type of student that I am.
Yeah, whatever works. To each
Exactly,
their own,
whatever
right?
works for you. But yeah, that's just a disclaimer.
Yeah.
They're all going to be front loaded. But then the good side is that you get to have like 3 weeks of break basically until the next semester starts. Because I know, like, in some other programs, like final exams are more spread out, like 1 week at a time, and then actually like finish right at the end of like the final exam period. And you'll have like 1 or 2 weeks of like vacation. But for like nursing school, I guess that's the good side. That you'll have you'll have a lot more break after.
Okay. And for your clinicals, how long are they?
So for the first term, I don't really count that because we're only there for like 6 weeks. But they range from I'd say like 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I'm in pediatric right now, and your clinical group can have either 2 days or 1 day, and mine's 1 day, so that's like 12 hours. Or you can have, yeah, again, like 7.5 hour shifts, but twice a week. But yeah, like ranging, it's 7+ hours basically.
And it's unpaid too.
And it's unpaid, girl.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Because I know it's a big topic in the nursing world.
It does feel sucky doing it for free on top of your course load and taking classes. But I guess the positive side is that you're gaining like real clinical experience, right? Like you don't have to pay them to have that experience. Like they'll just won't pay you to work. So I guess that is the good side, just the clinical experience. And then actually you can apply to become an employee student nurse during the program after you finish your medical med surge rotations. And so I'm currently an employed student nurse, and a lot of my friends are as well. And so we make money while working as a student nurse in the hospital. But that's outside of clinicals. Yeah. But we still have clinicals though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something really cool about nursing is that not a lot of jobs allow you to be in the field. I mean, not a lot of programs allow you to work in your field. So nursing is really unique in that sense.
Yes, and I'm so grateful for it because again, one, like we get paid.
Yeah.
We have income now.
Yeah.
And two, you also get real clinical experience.
Yeah.
And you're working alongside nurses that are very knowledgeable and, you know, will provide you with more support
Yeah.
on top of what you get from your clinicals and your instructor. Yeah.
And does it help you too with your studies? Like having that real world knowledge and putting it on paper, it helps, does it?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that as well.
What is one thing that surprised you about nursing school
What's one
when
thing
you
that
first
surprised?
got into it? Yeah.
Like I don't know why it's very like physically demanding, I think. I don't know, I guess I didn't have like a full picture of what a nurse does in a day.
Yeah.
Or like the realities of it, but like you do a lot of physical and hands-on stuff, like helping patients with their personal care, you know, making sure they're clean and comfortable. And also on top of like the physical demand is also mental demand.
Yeah.
Just like seeing all of the like hardships that these patients go through and like how it's affecting their families. I think it's a lot for me personally, especially because I feel like at this point of my life I shouldn't be seeing like so much like sad things. You know what I mean? Like
totally.
like I guess that fast exposure to, you know, like really complex like medical diseases or like situations that like I have no control over, but like I'm there as their nurse to you know, like give meds, like manage their symptoms and like take care of them for the day. But I guess that part of like bringing it home, like the separation between like work and life is hard. Just especially if you're like an empathetic and you're someone who wears emotions on your sleeve, like it's hard not to feel bad. I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's one of the things that I'm still learning how to deal with. And yeah, I know a lot of nursing students also relate to that as well.
Elaborating on that, it's interesting because someone might think nursing is just, you know, like giving them a blanket or like, I don't know, just like the really surface level stuff. But mentally, it's like you're exposed to so much things and you just have to go home and pretend
Exactly.
like live like a normal life.
Exactly.
It's really mentally demanding.
Exactly. Like I feel like being a nurse, you have to become so many professions. Like
You do.
yeah, you're the nurse, but also like maybe your patient wants coffee or water, like you have to fetch that for them. You have to be, you know, like their therapist in a way, like you have to listen to their stories and, you know, like listen to their concerns and make them feel heard and like acknowledged. And yeah, it's just a well-rounded
Yeah.
well-rounded role.
Yeah, you have to be very, very empathetic, like you said. Yeah.
Yes, it's all about empathy.
And you even take a course on that, don't you? Like
yeah, we learn communication skills. It's called self and others. You learn like, your relationship between you and the patient, and yeah, I guess empathy and other soft skills as well.
Yeah.
It's not just about like being smart and like knowing how this medication works
Right.
on helping manage this disease, but it's also like how can you make your patient feel seen and heard, you know,
Yeah.
while they're at the hospital, because like that's a hard thing to go through, right? Like they will have their families, but you know, there's some times where some of these patients can feel lonely and you know, you have to see them as a person and not just their disease.
Yeah.
It's something that you have to like fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually volunteered at a hospital for a month, and I'll just say now it was so I've never experienced that
Yeah.
before. Like walking in to each of my shifts, it's like walking into a whole different world.
Yes, like you feel the weight
Yeah,
of their
the
world
weight.
on you. And then you have to come home and, you know, like pretend like that's not something you just experience
Yeah.
or witnessed or like,
Yeah, I haven't found a word to describe it, but the weight is just the perfect word. Like
Wait.
the weight. Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't even doing anything clinical. I was just a wayfinder.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
helping people navigate the hospital.
Yes.
That was already really,
Yeah.
really tough for
And
me.
again, like that's such a big role because,
Yeah.
like these families coming to the hospital like super anxious
Yeah.
and like unsure of what their their loved one's health is going to be,
Yeah.
or like what their outcome of health is going to be. And so like I
Mhm.
feel like you being a wayfinder really like
Yeah.
beneficial for them as well.
I think that made me realize maybe I don't know if I should be in this field or not. So it's
Mhm.
crazy. But yeah, I really respect everything that nurses do, for real. Being a nursing student, I want to talk about how it's glamorized on social media.
Mhm.
Because on TikTok, girl, like I've been on nursing TikTok for a long time.
Mhm.
And a lot of people show off their like Stanleys
Oh
and
my
their
gosh.
figs and like, I don't know, just romanticizing the hospital and like their notes, and they don't really show what it's really like. So do you have anything you want to say about this?
I actually try to stay away from nursing TikTok.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, oh, I already deal with it
Right.
in my reality. Like, why do I have to
To
deal
go
with
home
it
and
when
like
I'm
look at
trying
it
to
again.
brain rot on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I also wonder how they do it and how they like portray nursing as so like pretty and like well managed. Well, like personally for me, like I feel like it's hard to do that on top of like again like trying to navigate how to separate work from life, like school work and life, right? Yeah, I just feel like there's this whole like notion of trying to make it look aesthetic.
Yeah.
More than it should be, because these are real people and real lives that we're handling, right? And I feel like it's very uh, it just undermines the struggles that they go through. Not necessarily saying that like it's bad to show your life as a nursing student,
Yeah.
but yeah, like to those people that share, I guess, like hospital vlogs. Yeah, I guess it's fine if you know how to separate like professionalism and trying to like be an influencer in social media and showing yourself as a nursing student online, but it won't be like as glamorous or aesthetic if you like talk about like the more hard stuff, the hardships that you have to go through as a nursing student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly, one of the reasons why I was so attracted to the profession was because of like nursing TikTok. Like being part of that algorithm, it really like makes you think like maybe it looks kind of cool. It looks kind of cool. And like people talk also about the benefits of it, like it's a good paying job, like it gives you a secure financial, like they show a lot of the good parts, but there's also always the cons that aren't really talked about. Now we're going to talk about like workload and stress and the more academic pressures, mental pressures of it.
Dealing with 5 courses every semester, like burnout is gonna get to you if you don't know how to take care of yourself and how to like regulate your stress and your emotions that comes with that. And like especially if you're not used to taking heavier course loads like that, like it's a lot to deal with. And on top of like the knowledge that you'll learn, because again like it's not just about like the medical aspect of nursing that you learn, but again it's about how to be a nurse, how to be a human that sees another human, and like it's a whole new world that you're diving into. And especially in the beginning it was such a shock to me, but again like a lot of things overlap and you'll see it like every semester and it'll be easier and easier and easier, but the first 4 semesters I'd say were the hardest for sure. Yeah.
And then in terms of clinicals specifically, did you ever feel like the pressure of having this patient's life in your hands as a student?
In a sense, yes. Like after clinical shifts, I would get like anxiety. And anxiety of like maybe I'll mess up or something. But what really helped me is one, like you're never gonna be solely responsible for your patients. Like, you're always gonna work with a primary nurse. So if you're ever unsure, like never do things when you're unsure. Like always ask questions, always ask for help because they'll be there to support you. Like you have your primary nurse, but you also have your instructors and your peers. And also I guess just like saying mantras to myself, and like I'm
Affirmations.
doing the best that I can to help my patient.
Mhm.
And that really brings me comfort, and knowing that I'm going to try my hardest in helping this patient today in the 7 hours that I'll be here. um, and I'm going to be a safe nurse. I'm going to ask questions if I need to, if I'm unsure, and I'm going to ask for help and ensure that my patient is safe, but also like being well taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know you have a good nurse on your hands, on your bedside. Yeah. And then when it came to academic pressure and family and comparing yourself to other nursing students,
Mhm.
how was that like and how did you deal with it?
Parent pressure. Honestly, my parents are supportive of anything that I do. Like, they weren't even pushy on me trying to become like a doctor, or like a more like quote unquote prestigious role. Like, all they really care about for me is if I'm happy in whatever I do. And I guess I've instilled that trust in them throughout high school, that I'll like do the best that I can in my academics. So they're not very like worried about if I'll do bad or not, because they'll know that I'm able to be accountable in my studies. And then in terms of comparing myself to other students, yeah, that is like a natural thing to do. All I really care about, and I think I established this like well in the beginning of the program, is my grades don't define me. It's how I am as a nurse and how I'm treating my patients, and how I'm being safe, and providing the most compassionate care that I can. But again, also like being smart in what I do, and like asking for help whenever I need. Like, yeah. So it's not about academics. And I think if you really struggle with like insecurities or comparison with other people, I would highly suggest like saying that mantra. Like, it's your grades don't define you, it's who you are as a nurse, and what really matters is in clinicals. Yeah.
Yeah, I think having clinicals too really helps you practice that, because when you're in real life and doing it, it's like the grades, it's like the last thing you think about almost.
Exactly. Yeah, seeing it on paper and like taking exams for it is so different than experiencing it in real life. And what really matters is how you deal with it in real life, right? Because you're not a nurse just on paper. You're a nurse like practically. Yeah.
And then also something I forgot to mention was that nursing, you have to maintain a specific GPA, don't you, to stay in the program?
We just have to pass. It's a 65% or higher.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
also to pass your clinical practicum portion.
Like another reason why I respect nursing students so much. Now we're going to talk about another topic that's really important or really popular in nursing, is the nursing toxicity, the nursing stereotype that the mean girls in high school all become nurses type thing.
What?
Have you heard of that? Have you heard
I
of it?
have. I have.
Yeah.
I think I talked about this with my nursing friends actually. I honestly like think that stereotype is like a myth. Fortunately, like most of the people that I've met in nursing school have been totally not totally do not fit that stereotype. And so I was very shocked to hear that nursing students were just mean girls in high school.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I again like bringing back like empathy and soft skills into it. I think if you're not true to that, and you're not really in it to help people, but chose that as a career because it's quote unquote easy, I think you're gonna be weeded out fairly quickly, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna soon find that it's not for you, because you're gonna be exposed to you know clinicals and patients and like real life practice, um like right away. And so you kind of know that for sure, that like maybe you're not cut out for it as a person.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a myth, and that's really funny.
Yeah.
Because like some of the people that I've met in nursing school are the nicest people in the world ever.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's a good point, because if you're going to be a nurse, yeah, you're going to be working with people.
Yeah, you're a
So,
people's person. Like, you're gonna be interacting with people.
Yeah,
And
so if that's your attitude going into it, then yeah, you're going to be weeded
Yeah.
out. And this is
Yeah.
going to be like the thing you do for the rest, well, yeah, technically for the rest of your
Yeah.
life. So
Yeah.
yeah, if that's your attitude, then it wouldn't work.
But as a side note, I do think like if that is true, like if you were quote unquote mean in high school, I feel like nursing school can change you for the better, and like relate the struggles of others and apply it to your life. And I guess empathy can be learned.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily
Mhm.
something you have to be born with.
I've also heard a lot about toxic or just mean nurses because when you're doing clinicals and like preceptorship, like all that stuff, when you're working under a nurse, I've heard of people saying like nurses eat their young. Like, have you heard of that quote before?
I have
Yeah.
like horizontal violence, and that's a
Mhm.
topic like our classes cover.
Oh, really?
But like fortunately, I haven't been a victim of that personally. But yeah, like so I can't really speak much on it. But I know it's a real thing, and it's very debilitating for nursing students to experience that because it's very discouraging, and it just makes you feel small and like stupid, right?
Yeah.
And you're not. You're doing the best you can, and it's just a way for them to project their insecurities and like shortcomings on you, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of expanding on that, why do you think they would project their shortcomings on you?
I don't know. I feel like it's very like a case to case basis, but like maybe from jealousy, or like they think the student is too like arrogant or confident, and they want to put them in their place. So maybe that, or just like how like their culture is built. It really depends.
Yeah, I think a lot of it does stem from jealousy, like being a youthful new
Yes, a
nursing
successful
student.
nursing student.
Yeah.
And I guess also maybe it can stem from unhappiness from their job,
Right.
Because if you're really like if you really care about your role as a nurse, it's only natural that you'll have nursing students that are going to be under your care. That's just like how the profession works, very self-regulatory. Like, um, like you should be able to be okay with having a nursing student and be okay to sharing what you know because you were
Yeah.
in their position one time. It's
Yeah.
also, yeah, it's literally the inability to put themselves in our shoes is what it is. It's a lack of empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the
Empathy again. Like,
yeah,
it
exactly.
all
It's all
comes
about
back.
empathy.
Yeah. I'm just glad that you haven't had
No,
a
I
horrible
know.
experience
I
yet.
know.
Yeah.
And I hope to not have any of that soon. Yeah.
Yeah. What has your experience been like with them?
Um, Honestly, the stereotype that Filipinos are nurses is really like prevalent in the nursing use I've been in because it's like 90% Filipinos. And I guess it's comforting in a way, because I know it's like they're like, my people is here.
Yeah.
And I'm able to kind of vibe or bond with them a bit more because I share the same culture and I share the same language. And I guess in a way I'm privileged because of that, because I do see a sort of favoritism towards Filipino nursing students, with Filipino nurses. So in a sense, I try to take that as as a privilege and an advantage and help my case. So yeah, I think it's also just dealing and handling the balance between professionalism and like personal relationships, and like ensuring like these are not really your friends, these are like your nurses, like your coworkers pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, the boundary you have to set is important.
Transitioning from that, how do you manage everything? How do you manage your mental health with academics? How do you balance it? Because I know you do so many things. You also work, and you're still a human. And yeah, how do you do it?
Honestly, that's a really great question because I'm still trying to figure that out right
Yes.
now. But what's been my lifeline is my Google Calendar. She's she's split up between like my life activities, work schedule, and my class schedule, and like training schedule whenever I did Dragon Boat in my first year of nursing school, first year and a half. And so in terms of studying, I would schedule study blocks instead of putting in my schedule, finish X assignment or finish X task. That study block is just a block of time where I can do as much as I can, right? Instead of putting in the pressure to finish this assignment, because I feel like that doesn't really work with me, and it just makes me feel more stressed. Like, oh my god, like time is running out and I'm still not even halfway done. Like, what I like is just blocking out times during my week to finish whatever task that I have. Yeah. And in terms of like social life and work, well, I work because I like money. We don't get paid while being in clinicals, and I try not to ask my parents too much because I'd be spending like on useless stuff. I spend most of my money on food or like going out with friends to, to uphold that social aspect of my life, right? I try to do something fun like throughout the week, just because I know if I just focus on school, like study Monday to Friday, and on the weekend, like I'm gonna be like miserable. Like that's just not how like my life works or my brain works. Like I guess in a sense I use it as like a incentive to do well in my academics, and then I can enjoy like my life outside of school. It's like work hard, play hard.
Period.
Like study hard, play hard, right? And obviously like I'm not perfect, and there's gonna be like times where I'm like super overwhelmed and I've overbooked myself, and or like I didn't study well enough, or I procrastinate. But as long as you learn after each week, then that's all that really matters.
Yeah, that Google Calendar.
The Google Calendar, girl. She's filled, girl.
Yeah.
I guess another part of this is like intention.
Yeah.
This is like one of my New Year's resolution this year, is to like live my life more with intention. And my intention is just not to be a nursing student. I'm, as you said, like I'm a human. I'm a human that's also a nursing student. I'm also a human that loves to spend time with my family and friends, and also do stuff for myself. And so I'm made it an intention to balance all aspects of life, even though it's hard. You know what I mean? If there's a will, there's a way. And if you really want to go out on a Saturday night, you can while still being in school. You just have to make it work for your schedule, whatever works for your study habits, and live like that.
Yes, if Kait can do it, you can do it too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Like whenever I feel overwhelmed, I'm like, I wonder how Kate's doing it. Like, because she's so busy. And for even like dragon boating, they have practices that run till late.
Yes, late night.
Yeah, and you start sometimes really early too. Like, yeah, so it's all about prioritization, balance.
Yes, prioritization, balance, and living with intention.
Now we're going to move on to some more fun questions before we end off the episode. What has been your favorite unit to learn? Favorite concept as a nursing student?
My recent pediatric unit, it's a half semester, so we're only there for 6 weeks. But like coming into the nursing program, I've always wanted to be a pediatric nurse. So I was super excited about being in pediatrics, the pediatric semester, because then I could, really finally see if this is like the field for me. But yeah, it was just like a super different environment from working with adults. Just like seeing how much family involvement there is, and how, the different growth and development stages of kids, and how you have to adapt your practice to that, because like taking care of an infant is so different from taking care of a child. But like I guess overall, like the idea of like, oh, I'm helping this child out in any way that I can, in any like capacity that I can during the shift, I guess it makes a difference. And actually, like it actually made me realize that maybe pediatric isn't what I want to do. Just because there's so much more calculations for pediatrics that I have to do. It's just more complicated plans of care, because they're small, and like their bodies are just built differently than adults. So yeah, like there's gonna be extra training, extra courses I have to take for that. But like ultimately, in my dreamland, I want to be a pediatric nurse, because I love working with children, and I'm also a big sister. And so yeah, maybe that's not a reality for now, but also maybe I can pursue that later. Yeah. So like overall, I guess I was thankful for this semester, because I got to work with kids and got to, finally be in a pediatric unit, but also to figure out that maybe like this isn't what I want to do right away. And yeah. And I think one of the biggest aspects in nursing that someone actually told me like a few days ago is that figure out what you don't like to do and stay away from it. Yeah.
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 That's also something really cool about nursing is that if you don't like a certain thing,
Yes.
you can always do another. There's different specialties you can go
Yes.
into. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm glad that you found that for yourself.
Yes.
And also, I think pediatrics is so cute because I always see these nurses have like really cute badge reels.
No, the nurses there were actually angels. Yeah.
Aw.
And they just, I feel like once you see them work, you'll know that they're meant to be
That's so
pediatric
cute.
nurse.
I
I
love that.
know.
What has been your least favorite unit to
My
learn
least
in?
favorite.
Yeah. Not even rotation, just like a concept or maybe a class or something like that.
I would say
Oh,
pathophysiology.
patho. Okay.
It's the disease process, like how this disease, like what this disease is, what are the signs and symptoms of disease, how it affects like my patients, and how our role as a nurse is important in like managing that disease, like whether it be like medication administration, you know, or yeah. So that was a lot because it was kind of like anatomy and physiology too, but like on crack because there'd be so many things we'd learn,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of biology, and I felt like I was taking prerequisites again. And
Mm.
it was kind of cool though because like what you learn on paper is what you kind of see like in real life in the units, like how this disease affects this system, like you'll see that.
Yeah.
And that was cool to see and apply my knowledge.
I know another dreaded thing is
Oh,
pharmacology.
pharmacology.
So what are
Oh
your
my god,
thoughts on
yes.
that? I want to know.
That is hard
Yeah.
because there's gonna be so many drugs that you won't
Yeah.
know. But in like our program, we're expected to know like the most common ones. And I guess like learning that and like learning the side effects, the most common side effects, and like their like onset or peak duration, like was a lot because um these are also like drugs that we have trouble like saying,
Yeah.
like
Long names.
yes, long
Yeah.
names, very complicated names, and like a lot of them like look and sound the same.
Yeah.
But for farm, like my biggest tip is like knowing drug classes because they'll have like the same endings, and so
Yeah.
you'll be able to differentiate like what they generally do and like what their general side effects are. But yeah, patho and pharmacology, those are two things that are still I'm learning like right now, like like every time I come across something new, like
Yeah.
I guess it's part of the whole like nursing is a lifelong learning process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of ties into that, but yeah, it was hard.
Yeah. Okay, here's what kind of nurse do you want to be when you graduate? So you kind of said pediatrics, right? But also you're still figuring it out.
Yes. So yeah, so like going into the program, I always introduce my dream role as a pediatric nurse. But yeah, I get that has changed now. And so right now, what my goal is to just become proficient in like the adult skills, like taking care of adults in like a medical surgical unit.
Yeah.
And then, if I'm interested in the future, then I can take on further education and training to become a pediatric nurse because maybe that would be my end goal. Because yeah, like again, like I need to remind myself that I'm still young and I have time to figure it out. I don't have to settle in what one kind of nurse right away, in a sense. Because again, like nursing is so broad. Like there's gonna be so many things that you haven't even seen or haven't even tried out, and I guess like I'm just open to exploring. Yeah.
What are some specialties that you absolutely cannot see yourself in as of right now?
What I can't see myself in?
Yeah.
That's hard to say right now. I've tried med surg, pediatric, and right now I'm currently working in the palliative unit as an ESN. Maybe psych.
Oh, psych nursing.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like that's as a girl, I'd be scared to step into that. But again, like I haven't been in my psych rotation, so I don't know what that reality is like. Maybe I like it,
Yeah.
But like that just seems really like daunting. Yeah, daunting to me. Yeah. Because yeah, you're dealing with like diseases that don't affect your body but affect your
Right.
brain.
It feels like a whole different world. I
Yes,
feel.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what you think once
Yes,
you get
I'm
there.
excited as well for that for
Yeah.
next semester.
It's good to always have an open mind when you're in this
Exactly.
field. All right, so now we're going to talk about your nursing bag.
My nursing bag.
Yes. So, what are things that are always in your nursing bag, your go-tos, your
Like
ride
my
bags.
clinical bag or my like
Sure, for
school
both.
bag. Okay, so my clinical bag, look, I have my stethoscope bag. So I have my stethoscope, my pen light, my
Yeah.
multicolored pen,
Yeah.
a piece of paper in case I like, want to take notes or something. My ID.
Right.
And that's it. Oh, and my summer Fridays lip balm.
Oh, period. There we go.
Yes. And
That's
my
like
Owala.
that's the nursing student aesthetic.
Yes,
That's
that's
the
the
starter kit.
I don't even bring lunch most of the time.
Do you also bring that foldable clipboard that I always see?
I have one, but I don't use it because I feel like I can only have so many pockets in my
Right.
scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you'll find very soon like you don't have much room to put anything.
Are your scrubs figs?
No,
The
they're like school scrubs.
Oh, the school scrubs. Okay.
But like as ESNs, I use the hospital scrubs, and they're janky, but they work.
You know what? As long as they work.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then how about for your academics bags?
My laptop, charger,
Yeah.
and then portable, my Owala again. I don't even have snacks and gum. I have suklay.
Oh, right, and comb.
Yes, and my lip products.
Right.
And what else? That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so different from my classmates because like they're like, oh, I'm gonna pack lunch
Yeah.
and bring all these snacks. But I'm like, I at this point of my nursing program, I wake up, get my bag, and leave the house.
And dip. And there's
Yeah.
food on campus anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to like stay away from that. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna move on to our final category, which is all about personal growth and reflection.
Oh my god.
Okay. So first one is, how has nursing school changed you
Oh
as
my
a
god.
person?
Okay. How has it changed me as a person? I feel like it has changed a lot. Like, first of all, I see my health differently. Things people do every day in their routine, like smoking or can really like affect your health in the long term. And so I feel like I'm a bit of a more hypochondriac. Is that the word? In terms of that, because I just see how these diseases affect my patients, and I'm like, oh wow, like there's like it's actually very debilitating for them, and there's so many ways that we can prevent this from happening. And so I guess it's in a way it's like health promotion for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm like inspired to be better for myself and for the long-term effects on my health.
Yeah.
And then the second part is being more compassionate. Yeah. Like as I've mentioned like throughout the podcast, like it's so important for you to see your patient not just for their disease but as a human with struggles and a complex history.
Yeah.
And overall, like empathy comes back into it as well, like putting yourself in their shoes and seeing how they feel, like being in a hospital, being admitted, no guarantee of when they're going home, or no guarantee of like a positive result to whatever they're dealing with. But trying to make a difference as a nursing student with the limited time that you get to spend and take care of them has really made me think of how I treat others. And like what if I was in their shoes, and what if I was on the hospital bed? How would I want my nurse to treat me? And so I want to embody treating others the way I want to be treated. And I think that's the most important part in becoming a compassionate and empathetic nurse.
Such a good answer. Yeah, I think what's most interesting to me is you now being able to know how to take care of yourself better.
Yes.
Because learning about the body is so important.
And it's scary too, because you're like, oh,
Right.
like dang, this can happen.
I know. You have like the front seats on how to take care of your body, and I don't know if like your family ever needs help. You're always there. Like
Exactly.
Nurse Kait is.
Oh, that is something that changed in my life as well.
Yeah?
Like my friends and family coming to me with questions
Aw.
and them expecting me to know the
I
answer.
think this is common for a lot of nurses.
Yes, and it is really funny, but also like I don't know.
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. I'm just a student.
Yeah.
I don't know much about this. But yeah, like in that aspect, yes. Yeah, so what I've learned basically is health promotion and taking care of your body better, building on the empathy and seeing your patient as humans with stories to tell and share, and your influence on your friends
Right.
and family.
Yes. We also touched on this earlier, but what keeps you motivated the most during tough days?
I mentioned this earlier in the podcast about having something to look forward to, whether it be like hanging out with my friends, with my family, or getting to go somewhere later in that week. And also, yeah, like self affirmation, saying, I can do this. I'm more than capable and more than equipped
Yeah.
to be able to conquer this challenge. And also, I guess shifting my mindset of challenges as not as obstacles, but as a way for me to learn and grow and like know more about myself, as an opportunity to experience new things. Yeah. And I guess, like, if you don't think it's tough, then it's not tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you think you can overcome it, then you can. Like,
Yeah.
it's all about just believing in yourself, like, at the end of the day. I feel like I've, over the semesters and years of nursing school, I felt like I know how to ground myself and know how to erase those self-limiting beliefs, because like every one of us is more than capable of achieving things that we set our minds to. And
Yeah.
yeah. And just know that you have so much potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I always try to remind myself that, because it is true. And like, once you do overcome this challenge, it's like, oh, like I did that,
Right.
Like, what's that quote? Like, God sends his,
God sends his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
yes, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like just a test of strength and how strong you are in your mind and in your body.
What advice would you give to anyone who is an aspiring nurse, who's about to get into nursing school? What has helped you study, or resources? Just anything.
Okay, so like in terms of academics, I'd say like know how you study, right? Because we can compare two people. Like, one person can study 9 to 5, 8 hours between 4 days, like for an exam, right? Or we can look at somebody that focuses on learning objectives and what really matters at the end of the day for an exam, and them like doing better with studying for a shorter amount of time. It's like knowing what works for you and what you can do to study smarter but not harder. Like knowing your study habits, your distractions, where and when you study better. That's so important for me, because before I used to just like coop up in my room, but I realized like there's so much distraction in my room, and like so much access to my electronics, or like the bed. I would just go to sleep.
Yeah.
And so I feel like for myself personally, I like studying in public and during the day instead of at night. But at night, I reserve that for like things under pressure, like cramming for last minute. But yeah, just knowing when you best study, where you best study, how you best study, and how you can balance studying and playing. Yeah. And in terms of resources, Quizlet is really good
I
for
love
nursing
Quizlet.
classes. There's a SNAP mentorship program in my program, I think,
Okay.
where you can be paired up with a student like terms above you, and so they can help you navigate like the term you're currently on, so that they can provide you with resources and like tips and tricks for like certain classes or instructors. So that's really helpful as well. I did that for like 2 semesters. In terms of like general advice, like as I mentioned before, like finding people that you'd be okay spending your struggles with in nursing school, but also people that you can share successes with, and celebrate wins in life, and become like family, because it's so important to have that in nursing school, to have that grounding system. And your family and your friends outside of nursing school aren't always going to understand what you go through, and so having those people in nursing school is really important in helping you feel acknowledged in your stresses and in your struggles. There's also like beauty in going through the same struggle together, that gets people closer as well.
It's the trauma bond.
Yeah, exactly, trauma bonding. That's really it. Like, if you have your people, you can, I feel like you can conquer anything, and I feel like that right now. And like, yeah, finding the right people to surround yourself with really makes a difference in your confidence in handling challenges, and like overcoming anything that life throws at you.
Well, thank you so much for being here,
Of
Kate.
course.
If y'all, I feel like I can make a whole separate episode on my nursing lore. Like, y'all don't
Yes.
understand how locked in I was
Yeah.
in
And if
becoming.
you have any questions about nursing, like
Oh,
just hit
yeah.
me up. This podcast doesn't cover everything that I know and want to share just because,
Mhm.
it's like public and I can share more stuff in
Yeah. Oh,
private.
yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say. Like, I was going to ask you about like specific clinical experiences, but I know it's HIPAA's a thing, and it's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
confidentiality is so important. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
get her in trouble. So,
Exactly. So I'm like,
yeah.
I feel like some of the answers that I gave are very vague, but yeah,
Mhm.
like if you guys
Yeah.
ever have any questions or if you want me to elaborate on certain things, like let me
She'll be your girl.
know.
She'll give you a Zoom call and
No,
everything. Like,
literally give you the whole thing that I gave Sophie,
mhm.
the whole
The
rundown.
whole rundown.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck with the rest of your
Thank
nursing journey,
you.
and I can't wait to see you in the hospital saving
Oh my
lives like the
God.
baddie you are. And yeah, I admire your work ethic. I admire your confidence. I admire
Aw.
your aura.
Aw.
So yes, and I'm so sad now the episode's over, but
I know.
I had so much fun.
I know, me too. I didn't expect to talk so much
No,
and
you
just
did so
ramble.
good. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you
listening.
for having
Thank you for
me.
being
I'm so
here.
honored.
I'm honored for you to be here. Yes. And yeah, thanks guys for listening. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.